Bitcoin has had a pretty bearish start to the week and also offered us a pretty nice short position. So what was the logic behind this trade? What happened on this drop? And more importantly, what can you expect next? Well, first of all, as usual, if we recap what happened since our previous update, Bitcoin was in this range, and I outlined two major levels. The first one was a support below price at $66,700, and even though it already got tapped once, I still viewed it as an important support level. And then we had one important resistance above price, which was this area between $68,400 and $68,700. And whichever level broke first, I did expect a continuation in price. So what happened? Bitcoin moved up, broke that resistance, flipped it as support, and then continued to the upside as expected. Now, at this point, I was very clear. I wanted to see a break above $70,200 for a potential liquidity grab and then a reversal to the downside. However, as soon as I saw that Bitcoin had moved above $70,000 and had a strong rejection, what I did is implemented a take profit 2 on my long position. So as you can see right there, I had this long open from lower. I implemented a take profit 1 as shared earlier on the Discord, and then after that rejection of $70,000, I implemented a take profit 2. And if you wanted to see higher prices, I was mainly focused on one scenario, and that was that the low of this candle at around $69,200 had to offer support. The reason for that is because these imbalances were not very strong. So if Bitcoin broke this level, then this would be a big sign of weakness in my view. And what happened? Bitcoin did indeed move down, the low of this candle failed to offer support, and as soon as we got the close of this candle on the 15-minute chart, I wanted to see it act as resistance. So this was the scenario that I shared, for this candle to act as resistance and then to get a nice drop to the downside and a break of the daily open. If we go back to the charts, what happened? We got the drop, a break of the low of this candle, the close of this candle, as you can see, acted as resistance, and we got the continuation to the downside. And as I said, that's where I opened my short position with a take profit 1 after having seen a nice drop, and right now I'm still holding this short position. So what was the logic behind this trade? It was actually very simple. I did the exact same thing that I did a couple of weeks ago. If you remember, when Bitcoin was ranging below $60,000, so it was in this range, I was focused on one major resistance, which was this area pretty much around $60,000. And if Bitcoin was able to break above it, then this would have been a big sign of strength. In the end, what happened? We got the move above that resistance with an imbalance. So what I did, if you remember, is simply took the midpoint of this imbalance, which came in at $60,700, and that's where I opened my long position. It was pretty much on the low of this candle. So in this case, I did the exact same thing. Remember, sign of strength, midpoint, and you execute. In this case, again, I did the same thing. We had a sign of weakness. So with a break below the low of this candle, you got a sign of weakness. You take the midpoint of this candle, which pretty much came in at $69,000, and that's where I opened my short position. With all of that said, what's happening right now on Bitcoin and what can you expect next? Well, as mentioned in the previous update, the only major support that I saw before $62,000, so before these imbalances and this double bottom, was $66,700. And if Bitcoin broke that support, I did expect to move all the way down to $62,000. With that said, I still hold this view. However, there is one very important thing to note, and that is that we have major news today with the FOMC conference. So if Powell comes out today and says that the Fed will cut rates in September, then Bitcoin will very probably reverse to the upside. However, if Powell comes out and says that he needs more data as usual, then I do believe that at this point Bitcoin will go towards $62,000. As I said in the previous update, this is the last logical pool of liquidity in my view if Bitcoin wants to go higher. So with this in mind, I wouldn't really take any trades before the FOMC conference, as the markets will get pretty volatile when Powell will speak. However, if you focus on Bitcoin's price action, even if you get positive news, I still expect a sweep to the downside, before seeing a reversal to the upside. And the reason for that is because you have this imbalance on the 4-hour chart, which is this candle, which I would like to see filled. And actually, if you take the midpoint of this candle, it comes in at $65,300. And as you can see, it is offering support right now on Bitcoin. But as I said, even if we get positive news, I would like a move to the downside and then a reversal up. And finally, of course, as I said, if we get bearish news, so if the Fed will not cut rates in September, I do expect Bitcoin, as I said multiple times, to go back below $62,000, where we look for long positions. So with that said, that was mainly it for this update. I just wanted to remind you that we have very big news coming out tonight. And I don't advise anyone, at least if you want to be safe, to take any trades before the news come out. So as usual, I hope you guys enjoyed this update, and if you have any questions, I'm available inside the Discord. So see you soon everyone, and good luck.